The suitcase was heavier than she expected. She gripped the handle, her knuckles widened, and she nearly stumbled backward. That tiny flicker of surprise breaking through her carefully practiced composure made every hour I'd spent preparing for this weekend feel worth it. "Oh wow, did you pack rocks in?" Haresh joked, forcing a laugh. Her eyes darted toward me, searching for a reaction. I shrugged, keeping my expression unreadable. "You got everything you need in there?" I asked, my voice deliberately neutral. "A special trip, after all." She paused, then offered a smile. The same fake rehearsed smile she'd been wearing for months. "You're so thoughtful," she said, leaning in to kiss my cheek. Her lips were cold, distant. I watched as she wheeled the suitcase out the front door, its small wheels squeaking under the weight. Only when her car disappeared down the street did I finally exhale. Showtime. Her name was Amanda. We'd been married 8 years, together for 10. For most of that time, I would have called us happy, comfortable. We had routines, inside jokes, shared dreams, or at least I thought we did. That illusion shattered 3 months ago when I saw the first message. She had left her phone on the kitchen counter while she went upstairs to shower. I hadn't been snooping. The screen lit up on its own. My eyes betrayed me. "Can't wait to see you this weekend. Miss you like crazy, Brent." Brent. I didn't know a Brent. No friends, no coworkers. My stomach dropped, but I didn't confront her. Not yet. I'd lived long enough to know diving in blind only leads to disaster. I needed proof she couldn't deny. In the weeks that followed, I became an actor in a play she didn't know she was starring in while she carried on thinking I was oblivious. I peeled back the layers of lies one by one. I installed a keylogger on her laptop, tracked emails and late-night chats. Followed her once when she claimed to have work. Late upscale hotel downtown. Predictable. I even planted a GPS tracker in her car. Every excuse, every whispered "I love you" before slipping out the door became another knife in my gut. But I said nothing. She thought she had control. She didn't realize she was the puppet, not the puppeteer, and I was cutting her strings thread by thread. When she announced a weekend trip with her girlfriends, I almost laughed. The lies were obvious now. Friends were suddenly busy. Vague plans changing too conveniently, and the faint trace of a cologne I found on her blouse last time, definitely not mine. "Hey, you deserve some time to unwind," I told her. "I've got projects around the house to keep me busy," she beamed. It's audacity. She packed her best outfits, ones I knew weren't for me. Meanwhile, I packed my suitcase, not with clothes, but with printed screenshots. Emails, receipts, evidence capable of shattering lives as people knew them. Brent lived in a luxury condo across the city. I'd scouted the building countless times. He was exactly what you'd expect. Late 30s, expensive watch, polished smile. A high-level executive who probably never considered the husband of the woman he was cheating with. I waited down the street. Amanda's car was already there, parked crookedly in a rush. I gave them an hour to get comfortable. Then I approached, knocked firm and steady, just like I had practiced. The door opened.
What?
Brent stood there. His smile vanished the instant he saw me. "Can I help you?" asked cautiously. "Oh, I think you can," I said, stepping forward. He hesitated, debating whether to shut the door, but I didn't give him a chance. My shoulder hit hard, and I was inside. "Hey, you can't shut the door, Brent," I said, my voice sharp. "You and I need to talk." Amanda appeared in the hallway, her face drained of color. She clutched her robe like it could shield her. "Mark, what are you doing here?" I didn't look at her. Eyes locked on him. "You know who I am, right?" he swallowed. "Think you should leave?" I laughed, cold and hollow. "I'll leave. But not before we have our little chat." I pulled out my bag and dumped a stack of printed photos, screenshots, emails, and receipts onto the coffee table, scattered like shrapnel. His eyes darted between the papers, then to Amanda, then back to me. "You thought you were clever," I said, voice rising. "Thought you wouldn't get caught." "Mark, please." Amanda's voice trembled. "Can we talk about this privately?" Privately, I turned to her, rage simmering. "Now you want privacy." "Yes." "You didn't seem to care when you were screwing him." She flinched, tears forming, but I didn't care. "Don't get to cry, Amanda. You made your choices. Now you live with them." Brent looked like he wanted to vanish. "How does it feel, Brent?" I asked, "knowing your little game is over?" "Look, man," he stammered. "I didn't mean," I snapped. "Not interested in your excuses, but your wife might be." His face turned pale. "What? Oh yeah," I said. "I found her. Lovely woman. I'm sure she'll appreciate knowing who she married." "Mark, please," Amanda whispered desperately. "Don't do this." I faced her, voice quiet but deadly. Should have thought about that before. Grabbed my bag and headed for the door. Just before leaving, I turned to Brent one last time. "If you ever come near my wife again, I'll make sure everyone you work with knows exactly what kind of man you are." Then I walked out, leaving silence thick enough to drown in. The fallout was swift and brutal. I sent everything to Brent's wife the next day, along with a short note. "Sorry for the pain. You deserve the truth." She filed for divorce. Within a week, word reached Brent's company. He was quietly asked to resign. Amanda tried to apologize, begged and explained I didn't care. The divorce papers were already signed. She left with nothing but the clothes she could carry. It wasn't easy, none of it was. But standing in the quiet of my now empty house, the weight of betrayal finally lifted. I realized something. I had lost a wife, but gained something far more valuable. Freedom and the satisfaction of justice served.